our final item today, which is our proclamation recognizing our colleague, Councilmember Albornoz, and his legacy on the council here. And I'm going to kick us off and first just say thank you. I knew this day was coming for the last few weeks, but I think it snuck up on all of us today. And I didn't plan it this way, but I think having the public hearing with many of our nonprofits here in our community was really a send-off to you and all the work that you have done, not just on HHS, but on this body over the years. And so I just want to say thank you. Our relationship began when I was mayor back in Tacoma Park and you were in the recreation department. And even when you moved on to the council, working with you during COVID, and particularly when we faced the busing of migrants to our community. You faced each of these challenges with such compassion, thoughtfulness, and collaboration. And I just want to thank you for all of that. I also want to thank you because honestly, I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for you. And the many lunches we had, the grilled cheeses at the Tasty Diner, or the much better lunch at Cubano's with the Ropa Vieja. But over the years, you have been a terrific friend, given great advice. And I just want to thank you for that and look forward as you turn the page and move forward in your career. I'm glad it is staying very close. And I just want to say thank you to your family, who is always very close by and has been just wonderful in supporting you and truthfully supporting all of us in the work we do. So thank you for lending him to us. And I really appreciate everything. So thank you. I'll turn it over to Council Vice President Joando.
Okay. Gonna miss you, man. I won't get to say we have 12 kids between us on the E&C committee anymore. But we came in together, and from that first basketball game that Valley Urban hosted way back when, and we were guarding each other intensely when you were director of rec, and just all the way through, I feel like your family, our kids like each other a lot. You got an awesome house with that great play set. You've just been such a good council member, a good person, but most importantly, a great colleague and friend. On the first council, we called him Mr. Rogers because he was just always, and you've still done that, just try to be conciliatory and bring people together. It's going to be missed. And I hope that I can model that and the rest of us can model that humility, civility, and just kindness. And you've made a tremendous impact on this county. I'm so glad you'll continue to do so back at your home base at Recreation. And we love you very, very much.
Councilmember Balcom, we'll go alphabetical.
Going alphabetical as of today, I'm the first in the alphabet. So thank you. I just want to say, when I was thinking about what I would say, first off, I wondered if any of us were going to be able to get through it. But I tried to think about when we first met, and it's been so long ago that I can't imagine being here, being in my prior job and all the community work that we've all done together without you. You've just always been present, and so I consider this. So we worked as board members together at BlackRock, as a community member in the Department of Rec, and then coming here. When I got this job and I sat up here, having you here was such a comfort because you were a friend and have always been that to all of us. And so I think, you going across the street is just another iteration. And so it's not goodbye. It's we're going to work together continually. And so. I just so appreciate you as an individual and as my friend, and thank you.
So I'm gonna keep it short, because you know me. I would say I have known Gabe for over 20 years. I was working at Casa, and he was working in the Latin American Youth Center. Mm-hmm. And who would have thought that we'll be, together on the county council, the very same place that we were lobbying. So it's pretty magical, and funny how life is. I am not sad. I actually have a long list of items for the rec department. So I will take advantage of this. So I actually am very happy. Yeah. So I look forward to meeting with you to get stuff done. So thank you. Yeah.
Gabe, oh man, this is hard for all of us. We knew each other a little bit, but we really got to know each other on the Collaboration Council board and went through some challenges there together. I think it really gave us an entree to some of the challenges that we'd face on this council. And you have just been such a model for collegiality, for servant leadership, for civility, when a model for those types of things are desperately needed in our community, in our county, in our country. And I've just been thinking back a lot of the last couple of months. In my most challenging moments in this job, you have been the person repeatedly that I have turned to, not necessarily on vexing policy issues, but on personal challenges and how the personal toll in navigating some of the policy and some of the politics can really take on them. And throughout it all, you have centered me in what you have centered yourself in faith and in purpose and in humanity. And it has really helped. You can't not have a conversation and walk away not feeling a little bit better about our community, our county, and the world that we're living in. And it really is a credit to you. And as my life circumstances have changed as a member of this body, you really have been a model for me as a husband and as a father. I just really appreciate it. I appreciate you as a colleague. I appreciate you as a friend. I appreciate you as someone who I got to represent in the last council and who has always represented me so ably and so capably. And it's just been a treat to get to know your wife, Catherine, and your wonderful parents and your extraordinary kids. And I will continue to love to hear the pride that you share in the coaching and in the updates in educational pursuits and in athletic pursuits and in extracurricular pursuits of your kids, the spark that you have when you talk about them. I hope you all know, because we know the sacrifice that you've made, of just how proud your dad is of you and how much he shares with us so often. So congratulations. We look forward to having you close by, and just am deeply, deeply grateful for your partnership, for your friendship, and for your service.
I remember first meeting you, Gabe, when we were appointed to the Nighttime Economy Task Force. Will was on it. Thank you, Ike Leggett, for appointing a bunch of us on that committee when we were all young, right? And first met you there, and then I think there's a common theme here that we went to breakfast at the Tasty Diner, so now we all know where your favorite place is, although it was the Silver Spring location, which no longer exists. But you were chair of the Democratic Party. You can tell us whether this was more difficult than that job. Depends on the day. But what was almost as difficult was when you were council president and I was vice president, and this body had gone through some unprecedented times. And so we relied on each other, we figured it out, and we came out stronger. And I think that is the resilience that you always exhibit, the happy warrior that you are, that your family knows you to be. And I'll admit also, I'm going to miss seeing you all on the parade routes. Yes. Strongest supporters, always there, cheering on your son, your dad, and your husband. But you are always a good person, and the county is in good hands because of you. So thank you, my friend.
Congratulations, my friend. You know, I think it should be said that once a council member, always a council member. And Gabe, you and I certainly knew each other before you were on this council, but over the years working together, I obviously have been so very fortunate to get to know you even better. From when you were a member of the Public Safety Committee, and of course for all your other fine work, and certainly as chair of the HHS Committee. Congratulations to you and your family, and thank you for making such a difference to all of the families in Montgomery County. I will miss you. Now, I do have to say I was concerned when I heard you were leaving. I thought it was because you sat next to me. But thank goodness you said it wasn't true. I'm glad you're not going far. And believe me, we all still have your cell phone number. Yes. Congratulations.
Councilmember Katz got me a little. I can hear the tremor in your voice, and we're all going to miss you very, very much. As somebody who came into office with obviously not a lot of insider political background, you have been a source of stability, of advice, always of thoughtful and never condescending words of wisdom, and that's difficult to do. But that is who you have been from day one, having met you. And I have so appreciated being able to come and stop into your office anytime. And you're always there to give a little boost, to give a little pep talk, to pull on your many years of varied experiences, to give insights that are genuinely useful, and to leave me feeling better prepared and empowered whether or not we're on the same side of an issue. And that is really remarkable. And I hope that over time that's, I will be thinking of you as I think about how to work with others who are coming into spaces which may feel unfamiliar to them as well. So I will also miss checking in about our kids all the time, and but I'm sure I'll see you on the baseball fields as well as across the street and here. I'm really excited that you're going to be continuing to work with us so closely. I know that you're going to help us to further strengthen the connections between us and the second floor, and that you're going to be a great benefit to the community over there at REC with the executive branch, just like you have been here. So thank you so much for your friendship, for your partnership, and for your modeling, and I look forward to more.
All right. I've been dreading this day. I'm really sad to see you go, and just have appreciated my friend, my colleague, my fighter in helping those in need on the Health and Human Services Committee. Gabe has dedicated his life to this county and this community. Your leadership has centered compassion, equity, and partnership, and your steady hand has strengthened programs that will benefit our residents for years to come. From partnering during my first term as a newly elected official in the city of Gaithersburg, our collaborations around Cafecito with the Councilmember, navigating unprecedented times during the pandemic, the unveiling of Dominique Dawes' statue, and spending time with your lovely parents at the polls, and now working side by side to support our most vulnerable. You have been an incredible source of support and wisdom. And while I'm sorry to see you go, I know that you will always only be a phone call away. I'm just so grateful for the example and the leadership that you've shown. There's big shoes to fill on the council to help us continue to guide this county through educational challenges and our public health challenges that await us in the new year.
But I am excited to cheer you on as you return to the Department of Rec. I want to thank you for your integrity, your heart, and unwavering commitment to public service, and you leave a lasting legacy, and just so grateful to have worked with you and just to continue to work alongside you. Thank you.
All right. Well, you compose yourself. We're going to read the proclamation. I'm going to kick us off. The proclamation for Gabe Albornoz, presented this day, Tuesday, November 18th. Whereas Gabe Albornoz is a lifelong Montgomery County resident and proud son of immigrants. He stands as a testament to the values of service, inclusion, and commitment that form the foundation of the diverse communities defining Montgomery County. And
whereas for more than 25 years, he has dedicated his professional career to exemplary public service and nonprofit management, tirelessly serving and advocating for children, youth, and families. And
whereas in January 2007, Gabe made history by becoming the youngest political appointee in Montgomery County's history to lead the Department of Recreation under the Isaiah Ike Leggett administration. And
whereas in November 2018, Gabe made history again by becoming the first Latino elected to the Montgomery County Council as an at-large member, representing the interests of more than 1 million residents. And
whereas, as a council member, he has ably led the Health and Human Services Committee, providing oversight of programs and policies essential to the well-being of children, adults, seniors, and individuals with disabilities, and consistently championing inclusion and accessibility across the county. And
whereas during his first term, Gabe served with distinction on the Public Safety Committee and during his second term on the Education and Culture Committee, where he worked to strengthen policies, promote transparency, and enhance accountability while advocating for investments in public safety, education, arts, childcare, and more. And
whereas among his many legislative accomplishments, Gabe championed first-of-its-kind legislation in Maryland to protect communities from dangerous and untraceable firearms through the passage of Bill 421, otherwise known as the Ghost Guns Bill. And
whereas Gabe has led innovative initiatives that supported those most deeply affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and its lasting effects, while also strengthening the well-being of residents countywide by ensuring equitable access to vaccines, food security for families, literacy opportunities for children, mental health and wellness supports, stable housing, and assistance for small businesses. And
whereas Gabe's leadership has been defined by his ability to bring people together as a consensus builder and thoughtful diplomat, guided by empathy, integrity, and collaboration. And
whereas throughout his illustrious career, including serving as council president in 2021, Gabe has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to advancing social justice, promoting equity and effective governance, and improving the quality of life in every community across Montgomery County.
Now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby expresses its heartfelt gratitude and admiration for Councilmember Gabe Albornoz and wishes him continued success, fulfillment, and happiness as he embarks on the next chapter of his distinguished career in public service, presented on this day, the 18th day of November in the year 2025 by the Montgomery County Council. All right, so, yeah.
give him a second.
All right, and now before we let you speak, we have a few gifts for you. And Catherine, I apologize for this one because, you get one of the plates. So there are very few of these left, actually. They were purchased by Merrill Steiner many years ago for actually trade missions here in Montgomery County. And then folks decided, maybe we don't give it, maybe not. And so what has happened over the years, because there aren't that many left, is that when we have somebody who is leaving our family here on the council, who is very special to us, they get a plate. And so, Gabe, we are very happy to bestow one of the Steiner collection plates to you. And again, Catherine, sorry. But this goes to your house now. And then the next gift we have for you is we asked around about where your happy place is in Montgomery County. And we wanted to give you a picture of Glen Echo, so in the carousel there, so that you can hang it in your new office next to your proclamation. And now it's your turn.
Oh man, I'm like super embarrassed right now. Thank you all so much. So my heart is completely and totally full. Thank you, President Stewart, and thank you to all of you. And good afternoon, good people. And I'm going to get to the origin story of that comment that I like to make when I give speeches in a few moments, because it's relevant to today in this conversation. But I want to start with a story. So in the early months of 2017, I was considering running for office. I had served as chair of the Democratic Party. I caught the political bug. Some really amazing mentors were encouraging me to do it. But as we all know, it takes a lot on your family. And so what gave me pause was how I was going to reconcile running my first ever countywide campaign, and then, if I were fortunate enough to be elected, fulfill the duties of public office, which I know are extremely stressful and especially time-consuming. And around that same time, I was accepted to a program called the Presidential Leadership Scholars. PLS is a bipartisan program, which is a partnership between Presidents George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and the foundation of LBJ. It is a bipartisan program, and I was in the third class. There are 60 extraordinary leaders from the public, private, nonprofit, and military sectors, and they're very intentional about ensuring it's about 30 Democrats and about 30 Republicans and independents as well. And I came of age politically during the George W. Bush administration and spent time, a lot of it, protesting against his administration and really being angered by a lot of what was happening during that time. And I got very active politically and volunteered for the elections of those times. Well, in true PLS form, at the end of our graduation, at the graduation dinner, they sat me at George W. Bush's table and literally right next to the 41st President of the United States. The dinner was an hour and a half long. And I can tell you that President Bush and I really hit it off. We talked about family. We talked about sports. We talked about the politics of the day. He was really an interesting person to sit next to. And I shared with him that I was thinking about running for office, but that what was giving me pause was how to do this and still fulfill my responsibilities as a father and husband. And President Bush, of all people, gave me extraordinary advice. And he told me that his greatest accomplishment in life was not becoming the 41st President of the United States, but raising two remarkable daughters and marrying Laura. And here's somebody who reached literally the highest levels of politics, but never lost what was important to him and his foundation. He also gave me some practical advice on how to balance both, which anybody who's in current or considering elected office, I'd be happy to share with you because it was actually very helpful to me. But I want us to get to the dessert reception soon. But as the conversation was wrapping up, and it's interesting, President Bush's sister lives in Montgomery County, so he actually is somewhat familiar with Montgomery County politics. And as the dinner was wrapping up, he slapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Gabrielito, I like you. I hope you run for office. We need good people. But I'd even endorse you, but I don't think that'd help you a whole lot in Montgomery County." True story. So I share that story for a couple of different reasons. One, here was somebody who, at various points during his administration, I can think it's pretty safe to say I hated at times. And the origin of Hello Good People comes from my parents, who from the earliest of ages have taught me to try and find the good in every person and every circumstance. And in politics, I can tell you that's really hard, really hard. But we've got to keep trying. We've got to keep trying, and we've got to keep trying to meet people who may disagree with us, passionately disagree with us. And that, I think, is what is going to start to get us out of the mess that we are in right now. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and figure out how we can change before we can change other people. So it's appropriate that this is on the backdrop of Thanksgiving, which is next week, because, my goodness, I have so much to be thankful for. And so I am going to give a pretty comprehensive list here of acknowledgments, and I know that there are people that I am going to miss, people who have impacted me and who have influenced me and who have supported me, and there are just too many to count, and I want to thank all of you, and you know who you are. But there are some people that I want to publicly thank this afternoon, and I want to start with our council president. I threw you a curveball when I met with you in your office a couple of months ago and let you know of my interest in looking forward to new professional opportunities. And it has been pleasure serving with you this year, Council President Stewart. Every council president has their fair share of challenges and curveballs. You have had your fair share. But I appreciate the grace that you have brought to this job and all the support that you've provided me and my family. To all of my council colleagues, each and every single one of you, both from the 20th Council and the 19th Council, I have learned so much from each of you. You have all brought your personal, political, and professional lived stories to this job, and each of you have done it with extraordinary leadership. I can say with complete confidence that each of you have run for the right reasons. And while we have never disagreed on the pursuit of the common good, we've just disagreed on timing and tactics. That's it. But we all want the same thing, the best for our families and for our constituents and our residents. And I can fully appreciate the sacrifices that each of you make. And as a soon-to-be constituent, I want to tell you thank you for all of your service. I want to thank our staff on the county council. Nobody in this county will ever know or understand the commitment and the work that you all do to keep the trains running, to keep us safe, and to make this county the exemplary place that it is. But we know, and I will never forget. So thank you all very, very much. I also want to thank our county executive, who it has been a pleasure to work with. He has done a lot to invest in our public safety infrastructure here in our county and has made great strides. I also want to thank our Chief Administrative Officer, Rich Madalino, all of our sister county agencies for your hard work and dedication, especially our Board of Education, who we work so tirelessly and closely with, and I've had the opportunity to work with both as a member of the Education and Culture Committee, but also as a member of the HHS Committee. And in particular, I want to thank Grace Rivera-Oven, Carla Silvestre, and Brenda Wolf, who collectively combined, I was thinking about it this morning, I've known for over 58 years when you put all the years together. And so I just want to thank all three of them in particular. I want to thank our brothers and sisters in labor, our union leadership, who have supported both of my campaigns, but more importantly, have been such strong partners and as we've developed policy collaboratively together. And I want to thank my colleagues in Annapolis for your support in so many different ways. And I do want to thank our journalists who are so critical to making sure that we have checks and balances here among us in our community. And that right now, in seeking truth, has never been more important. So I do want to express that appreciation. And now to my incredible teams. First, from the 19th Council, my former Chief of Staff, Joy Nurmi, who I know is drinking a great Cabernet right now as we speak at a pool in Florida. Joy, it has been a privilege and honor to work alongside you, to learn from you. I will never be able to thank you enough for all of your support. I'd also like to thank Maida Bayonet and Lillian Cruz for your tremendous leadership and dedication. And from my incredible 20th Council team, Kristen Tribble, Pam Luckett, and Jackie Rivera-Oven, Each of you have been such outstanding partners, and it has been such an honor and privilege to work with all of you. Your dedication in public service is extraordinary. And by extension, I do want to thank Kathleen Connor from the office of Jamie Raskin, who is a tremendous leader and somebody who's advised me on a number of different issues. And that leads me to, of course, my Chief of Staff, Beth Schuman. Beth, you are more than my Chief of Staff. You are more than my friend. You are now a member of my family and our family, and always will be. I cannot imagine having gone through this journey without you. Truly, truly. I would not be here without you, and your leadership and dedication is something I will never fully be able to repay. And I'm still going to call you. As a clinical licensed social worker, I will need to call you. And then, of course, to my campaign staff and volunteers in 2018 and 2022, knocking doors, going to parades, rain, sleet, or slow, 80-degree weathers and more. It's 90-degree weather. You all were tremendous. And, of course, my mentors, and in particular, Lori Kaplan, Karen Brito, Nancy Navarro, Tom Perez, Jamie Raskin, Chris Van Hollen, and Bruce Adams. You have all been outstanding leaders, and I can't thank you enough for all that you've done. And one of my most important mentors is here among us today, and that is Chuck Short. Chuck, I can't thank you enough, my friend. You and I met 22 years ago in the Langley Park community as we were advocating collectively for that community, for the development of a new community center. I have learned more from you than I have anybody else on this planet except my parents. And it has been such a joy and privilege in your professional career and political career, and public service is one that I have modeled mine after, and I will continue to do so. And then finally, the Leggetts, Catherine and Ike. My goodness, I don't even know where to start, but I will start from this place. As we all know, last year, the Math and Science Building on the campus of Montgomery College was named on behalf of both of you. And I believe that couldn't be more appropriate because it would take somebody with a math degree, an advanced math degree, to be able to calculate all the contributions that you have made to this county, this community, and to me personally. And it would take a chemist to be able to diagnose the love you have for each other, for all of us, and that you have for Catherine and I and our family. I will never be able to thank you all enough for your leadership. I'm a proud disciple of the Leggett family. And now to my family. I want to begin by thanking my in-laws, Bob and Annie B. Smith, my sisters and brothers-in-law, and all my nephews and nieces for your incredible support and love. I could not be more proud to be part of your family. To my uncles and aunts and primos and primas, thank you for your leadership and for your role models, being such role models. This one's going to be tough. To my mom and dad. And to my friend Todd Benke, before I get to my mom and dad. Todd has been my friend since I was 11 years old, people, and served our country with distinction in the Navy, went to the Naval Academy, and keeps me straight, believe me. Thank you, Todd, for all of your support and your love and friendship, my friend. But to my mom and dad, I could not possibly be more proud to be your son. Man, you have done so much and sacrificed so much and supported me so much. And I know I'm going to be turning 50 soon, and if I played in a soccer league, you'd still come to all those games too. So I just want to thank all of you and both of you, just to show you an illustration of just how much my parents are willing to do for me. So my dad is an introvert. He's an amazing human being. I love him to death. But during the campaign process, which he was very new to, my dad would randomly go knock on people's doors who had like prime sign real estate and introduce himself and get him to put signs from our campaign on people's front lawns. And I know how much that took for you, puppy. And I just can't thank you enough. I love you both so much. And of course, to my incredible children, I'm so proud of all four of you. You are the reason that I breathe. And having an opportunity to be your dad is the joy of my lifetime. And so thank you all for the sacrifices that you've made. And one day I hope you'll understand why we made these sacrifices together as a family. And as you all get older and come of age, I know that each of you is going to do everything that you can to make this a better place to live than the way you found it too. I love you all with all my heart. And then, of course, the most important endorsement I got was on January 8th, sorry. January 8th. January 8th, 2005, when the woman of my dreams, my best friend, married me. Catherine, we have done this together in every way imaginable. I love you with all of my heart. We are just at halftime. There's a lot more that we're going to give to our community, and I'm so proud to be your husband, and thank you for all of your support and guidance. So I want to close with a couple of thoughts and one final thanks. So the weight and responsibility that we carry as elected officials, let's be honest, feels heavier some days than others. And it never felt heavier than during the pandemic when we were making policy decisions that were literally life or death. And there were some pretty dark times, that long 16, 18, 20-hour days, talking to nonprofit organizations, hospitals, doctors, nurses, just trying to hold everything together. And during those dark times and during other challenging times as an elected official, I read a quote that I want to share with all of you, and this is from Pope Francis when he addressed Congress on September 24th, 2015. As I have gotten older, I have gotten deeper into my faith and really have grown to believe a lot in providence. And this quote happened at a time, and this speech happened at a time that I really needed to hear it. And he said this: each son or daughter of a given country has a mission, a personal and social responsibility. Your own responsibility as elected officials is to enable this country by your legislative activity to grow as a nation. You are the face of its people, their representatives. You are called to defend and preserve the dignity of your fellow citizens in the tireless and demanding pursuit of the common good. For this is the chief aim of all politics. A political society endures when it seeks as a vocation to satisfy common needs by stimulating the growth of all of its members, especially those in situations of greater vulnerability or risk. Legislative activity is always based on care for the people. To this, you have been invited, called, and convened by those who elected you. And so my final thanks today goes to the residents and constituents of Montgomery County, all of them, whether they have papers or not. This is a very special place, one that I have called home my entire life. And I think we're a little too hard on ourselves sometimes, but the reality is that the pros significantly outweigh the cons. The good significantly outweighs the bad. And I think all of us can agree there's no other place that I would rather live than here in Montgomery County. And I truly, honestly believe from the bottom of my heart that there is nothing wrong with Montgomery County that can't be fixed by what is right with Montgomery County. I want to thank the residents of this county for bestowing this incredible and humbling honor upon me. I can assure you I've given this everything I've had, and that my moral compass has always been to serve the common good. And I'm proud of our accomplishments and what we've been able to do together. I think we've got a stronger social safety net than when we first started. I'm especially proud of the development of the Office of Food System Resilience, the support we've provided to nonprofit organizations, and the advancements we've made in helping to ensure that we have true equity here in Montgomery County. We've got a long way to go, but I'm proud of where we've been. And so to my amigos and familia, goodbye for now, good people, but we will see each other again soon. Thank you. Thank you.
And you got through it.
Yes.